Hello and welcome to Flooring Models Friday Roundup Show. Here we are with you on the 12th of July 2024. Busy week. Been trying to push on this one. Failed a little bit. I wanted to have this thing totally sort of buttoned up and in prime and everything else, but pretty much this kit has fought me every single step of the way. So why did I think it was going to be quite easy on the way out? But generally, we are sort of getting there. It is together. It has got a coat of primer on it. We've checked all the rescribing and re-riveting. We're happy. It's just we've got a couple of joins on here. So we've got a wing join I'm not happy with at all. We've got one on the tail and various things. And I'm just taking my time with it to make sure we get it right at the end of the day. I know it's not right and it's a long way from it. Thanks to everybody who's contacted me about this one with references and various bits and pieces. But as anybody's built it, and lots of you have, you'll know the struggles that I'm facing with this particular kit just to somewhat get it together. To make it accurate, I say again, and so many of you contacted me saying you've built this kit and the changes you've had to make. And some of you have sent me some great information about where it's wrong, what needs to be corrected. Again, like I've said to you, I'm not building that. I'm not doing that purely because most of you have spent months, if not years, working on this kit. I've got 2 months. So consequently, it's a case of got to get it in, got to get it done, as well as doing everything else that we do here as well. So it's a tall order to get it sorted in that sort of time frame, but we are pushing on with it. It is coming together very, very nicely, and we'll have a little bit of a look a little bit later on. Anyway, over this week, started off on Tuesday. As you know, I was at the unit and over dismantling the PM store as you know it. And again, down in here, there's a little video I can play in the background. And there's a video up at the moment. You can go off and see this one. And basically, me and the team were all up, basically dismantling, getting rid of all the big stuff. So we got a lot of heavy duty wooden shelving racks that you'll know. As you can see, it's all hollowed out there now to try and get it in some semblance of order for moving it. As you can see, a big pile of wood there. And again, we've been running down kits and various things, but we've still got a lot. So we've been boxing them up, trying to get them into order so we can still work as all this is going on. But the big full move is literally in around about 2 weeks. So we were pushing on with this particular one, trying to get it all sorted, obviously looking at some of the new equipment, various things. I brought a lot of my built models back and a few Kevs. Kevs, I have messaged you. Shoot me a message because you need to pick yours up from here as well. So bringing everything back. But generally, as you know, we've been in there for the best part of 6 years. There's a lot of clutter and there's a lot of things that, you know, it's a case of like, what do we do with it all now and things like that. So again, expect to see some sale items coming down the line and various bits and pieces as well. But you might remember, last time I think I showed you around up here, we had kits literally coming out of our ears. But over the last few months, we've been deliberately running it all down purely so it's not as much to move at the end of the day. And then once we're in our new premises, we can go full tilt and get back up to speed with stock and various things as well. So you can see down there, if you do want to go off and see that video, you can see it all on there now. It's up and ready to watch. Then over on to Tuesday, me and Kareem, Wednesday even, it was me and Kareen, and we were talking about obviously our little partnership that we've got, and we're working together very closely to hopefully get products. Obviously, Flooring Model stuff is available now through Flooring Models Europe, through Kareen at Brevaco, and then obviously it's working the other way. So now I'm bringing it in from Brevaco because they're the European importer for Display, all of their stuff as well. So we brought in obviously all the seam scrapers, and I brought in a load of the actual cutters as well. This is the SDA 3.0 nippers, single blade cutters, and we were bringing those in as well. So that's just a little chat with us two, talking about how it's working, how we're getting on, and various things that are happening down in there. Then last night we had the live show. Obviously, it's free to watch this one. Big thanks to Kareem for being a really good sport, because if you were watching on the Wednesday show, you'll know that we had a bet that we had to dress up whoever lost. And Kareem did dress up in national dress because that was what the bet was. And so she did dress up for us wearing traditional Dutch outfit. Probably more the modern version than the one I was thinking about with clogs and hair like Heidi and stuff. So yeah, anyway, so as you can see, good old show. You can talk to that. Obviously on this particular one, we were going through all the various things that were going on. I was talking about some of the issues and the fit problems and how I'm fixing it. Obviously working on this particular lump. We were talking about rescribing and things and trying to get the engines to fit because God knows how they're supposed to go on, but They sort of go like that. How they fix in place, I just don't know. Matt was obviously discussing what he's going on to. He's done a little swim wagon on one of his older diorama bases and putting it together for that particular one and going right the way through it. And then Kareem was discussing, because she's going to have a go at modelling for the first time, car kits and various bits and pieces. She's got options on. I think she's going to do the truck as well. So she was talking about that one. Plus the fact we were just generally having a good old chinwag between all of us right the way through. And I was showing off some of the models that have come back. So obviously the actual transit van, the rusty one, you might remember from live shows many, many years ago. It's got to be at least 4 or 5 years ago I did that one. And we were discussing a Hoover. Who knows? It's me. I just can't do anything without it turning into some sort of sexual thing. I do apologise, but it's very difficult. But anyway, we were showing all about that, having a good old chat and going through things. Yes, there's me using the Hoover in blower mode. It's got both. Who knew? But it does work. It works really, really well. I was so impressed with it. But yeah, so if you want to catch up with that particular show, that is up there as well. You can go off and see that one. And that gets you bang up to date to today. So, Fondier Miniatures, 48 scale Halifax. I know we've been talking about it a lot. I'll give you all a break next week from it. But anyway, it's part 7. So in part 7, it's a thing about, right, okay, getting the wing spars in and fitted. They don't fit at all. It's horrible. You can see from the wings, they don't really line up. I've got the back is perfect. This wing is perfect. The port wing, starboard wing, it's a mess. So literally trying to find out a way to get that in. Heavy duty filler jobs. So we were going through the motions of that. Some small gaps to deal with. That's a 2mm gap. So yeah, I had to deal with that as well. And then obviously going through using sprue goo and stuff that's structurally sound to get this thing glued together, as well as, because it's such a big gap, we were using loads of 1mm plasticard to fill this gap and to get it all into situ into it, literally just like that, welding it all together and then hopefully getting it into some type of semblance. Then it's just a case of going through the horrible tasks of various things. Got the odd sink marks still in the kit. So this is part of the Bombay doors, so we had to take care of those. And then obviously the actual engine nacelles with the cowlings and the cowl flaps, they're a bit of a nightmare. So cleaning them up, getting them rescribed, and then obviously detailed and put together and everything just like that, as you can see. And again, some of the details a little bit woeful when it comes to the cowl flaps, so we were sort of rejigging those and doing those together to get them to be a nice fit as we get those on. So generally it's going very, very well. And again, some of the references that I've been using to try and get this thing somewhat accurate or somewhat looking right when we get it all together. Again, it's one of those kits which is gonna fight you all the way if it's at all possible. And as you can see here, it's getting there. We're getting there. I'm happy now. We've got actually some nice seam lines going down there. These are a little bit more tidying up. You can see the rescribing and the re-riveting work that we've done now on here. So it's actually coming to life. And again, this one is particularly nasty. I'm having real trouble getting this thing to look half decent. And then the same goes with this one down here. It's amazing. This one's perfect. No problem at all. This one's just awful. It seems to be everything on the sort of port side of this kit is just well out on the actual fuselage, and it's causing fit issues everywhere. So, but no, we are getting there. It is somewhat coming together now. You can see this is where we did the rescribing and re-riveting all onto this to sharpen it up. Same goes right the way through. But I think once we've got this thing hopefully sorted out, these joins, and again, it's that thing about letting filler dry thoroughly, sanding it, refilling, sanding it, refilling, sanding and polishing. But I'm hopeful now that we're pretty much there. It's got a bit of primer on it, as you can see, so I could just check the riveting and all the bits and pieces are all good. I'm happy with that. We're going to get the clear parts onto this over the weekend, and then we can sort of seal this thing up as well, make it watertight, for want of a better word. All right, and we can get that in. Then we can actually get the engines fitted on, which I don't know how they go. For guys who have built this, how do the engines supposed to fit on? Because it's a little bit of a problem. Also, just to let you into secret, you'll hear all about this on the next video part, but I'm having to use the actual white metal engines purely because the Vector ones, which are beautiful and gorgeous, which I popped one together, don't fit. And half the detail is in the pots. They are beautifully done, those Vector ones. Some of the best resin I've seen. It is legendary in that one. But there's no point, because by the time this fits in here, if I can get it to go in, you don't see it. You're not going to see anything. So I don't want to destroy the detail on something like that. I'd rather keep those in the spares box or in my aftermarket stuff. And then that way, if I ever do something like a bow fighter or something else that uses the Bristol Hercules engines, we can do it cowls off and show it. I don't want to do it on this one because the cowls are horrible. and various things. So I'm thinking that'll be something for sort of another day with a different project, definitely. But let's say these things, I don't know how they're supposed to go. The engine's all right fit in the hole, I get that. But how these come onto here, because they don't fit, and I don't want to spread the cowl flaps open too much to be in the massively open position. I don't mind to be in a little bit, but I don't want to open them fully for these going on. So it's one of those things of how these sit on and go in there. It's going to take a little bit of fiddling. And to be honest with you, that's what's taking the time with this particular build. We often speak about, obviously, and I've got them down in here, what great kits are available now and how they just go together. You do have to use the old grey matter on this one and think about how's that going to go, how's it going to work, and all these different things. And to be honest, it's one of the things that can slow you down as much in the build. Yeah, overthinking it instead of just getting it in there and getting it together. And that's the stage I'm on with this one. All of that said, plan of action literally is to have a little bit of a break from this. I want to get it into primer, get it airtight, get it into primer, then we're going to just leave it aside for a bit. Because to be honest with you, I spent so much time working on this. Other things which are piling up literally next to me here, which I'll show you in a sec, are just taking a sideline, and I need to get the balance back. But at the moment, literally every moment I've got, I'm focused on onto this thing, getting it sorted, and then obviously edited and up and going through. But we're up to part 7 and we're only like this. Trust me, hopefully, I was trying to keep this to a 10-parter. As I say, it's supposed to be a 2-month build, so 8 to 10 parts is sort of the average with that. So give us a bit of time on this one. Hopefully we'll get it sorted and pushed on with it. But say next week, and have a little bit of a break because I've got a ton of stuff to go through. I've got some reviews to do. So we've got the lifeboat, the new Airfix lifeboat. I've still got to get this thing fully edited, although I have done it, which is the NJ22. I've got the Avro, the Anson as well, and again it's the Vallon kit. Beautiful little kit. I have been told we've sold out of these at PM, but I wanted to review that one as well. Obviously a newest kit as well I've got to review as well. It's the Devastator. So this is the new Hobby Boss one, so want to do that one. That's quite an important one. And then obviously you've got a bit of an old one, but it's an old favourite, which is the Trumpeter 32nd 109 K4. I think it's K4, yeah, K4 as well. And again, some new stuff that's out and about at the moment. Puma. Yeah, I agree. This is the gentleman who's posted up on the YouTube saying every time I say Puma, you get really excited thinking it's that legendary helicopter. I'm with you 1,000,000%. Literally, every time somebody says to me about Puma, I immediately think it's a helicopter, and at last, someone's done one. If any manufacturers are watching this, do a Puma. We want nice 1/48 scale would be lovely. Even better, a 35th scale one. That would be mega. And that way we can put to rest some kits like the Matchbox one and the old Airfix one and things like that. But it's still current, it's still flying. Why have we not got a good kit of that? Anyway, Puma, very nice as well. So we've got that one. And the other one as well, which I got sent today, is the Amusing Hobbies. It's the T72, the Ukrainian one as well. So I've got a review of that one coming along the line. And because we got the new group builds have started, this is my next build, which is going to run alongside this one. Shouldn't take too long, because I know this kit quite well, and it should make a nice break from working on that as well. So this is my entry into the classic group build, which is going on at the moment on Flory Models. So again, this one, if I remember rightly, is 1988. Or 89, it's definitely pre-90 because I know it checks. And again, I've wanted to build this for absolute ever, and it's been sitting in the stash, so now's my opportunity to do it. On that question, because I'm getting lots of people asking, I am going to be doing, let me grab it just to show you, the lovely little, say little, out of the other one, it's definitely little, Space 1999 ship as well. Absolutely fantastic. So I'll be doing that one, and then after we've done that one, I'm going to be getting on with the V22, or the MV22 I should call it, as well. So I'm going to be working on that. But again, this one's just going to get a little bit of a sideline. Once I've done all the work on it and it's just back to normal modelling, then obviously I'll be happy. But say I want to get the engines onto this one and various bits and pieces, and then we'll get going with all of that next week. So expect to see a ton of reviews going up there. I've also got some lovely paint as well. I've been sent some of the MiG ammo paints. Never used them before. I've got some of their brushes and markers. I've got a couple of tools to show you. I've got loads of stuff coming down the line as well. So next week and probably the week after, get this thing out of the way, clear a bit of space and all the rest of it, and we're going to get those reviews up to you. So there's a ton of stuff going to be appearing over the next 2 weeks up on the site. So keep an eye out for all of those ones. Plus, as I said, don't forget, members, we've got the nippers. If you want the nippers, they're in the members exclusive area. They're up as well. Those are the ones that got sent over by Kareem at Proveco. And also the tools, we've got some more hopefully coming in. All right, so they're on order right now. So they should be with us hopefully within the next couple of weeks. as well, because I know they sold out literally within 2.5 hours and we only had 20 pairs. So those went very, very quickly. So hopefully we'll get some more of those up. And also Corinne spoke to her last night. As you saw, she's sending over tweezers and various bits and pieces for a restock for all those type of stuff. Remember, it's in the members exclusive area. Once that's done, it will make its way out into normal general sale. So if you're a non-member, keep an eye out. You'll see it there in the very near future. And that is about it. The only things going on at the moment really over at the PM store is a couple of bits and pieces. So the special offers area, we covered this last night, but I'll just show you a quick recap. I'd say one of the Ansons we're out of now, but we've got this one still in. All right. And also we've got the Transport Command Anson as well. So if you want to grab that one. And we've got some of my review ones. These are the review kits that I did of late. So again, we've got the lovely Edard P51 BC Royal class kit. That's there as well. We've got that gorgeous Qatari Spitfire. We've got the Jag that I reviewed. We've got the Ambulance. And this Puma isn't my review one, by the way. This is another one that we've got up there. And the Pigment Jockeys, which Matt's been talking about over the last couple of live shows as well. And he's been using and demoing. We've got those up on offer. Don't forget, in the store now, we have got the new real colours, which obviously the new bottles of them, they are all down in here as well. And as part of my ongoing tests with all of these things as well, I've got them as well, just here. So I brought some back from the PM store. Everyone asks, has it got an agitator in it, as in a ball? No. No, it doesn't have a ball in it. But I've got some paints as well. They are just the same, but I'll do a little mini review on them and to show you as well. And for everyone who's asking about the crayons, as I call them, or the actual the AK felt tip pens, colour ones, they're on order. We're just waiting them to get shipped at the moment. We believe there may be a little bit of delay on the AK side because we've had our thing in now for a week and we still haven't sent them. So hopefully they'll get them out to us ASAP. As soon as I get those in, I'll do a review for you and a full-on test and everything with those as well. So again, this is one of those things. At the moment, I know I'm bogged down with this, but we're going to clear a bit of space and we're going to get on with absolute tons. Don't forget, if you want to see all about this, watch last night's show. Because again, if nothing else, it's very entertaining as well. So if you want to know what that is, watch last night's show. You can go off and see it. It is, oh, don't fall off. It weighs an absolute ton. It's really heavy. But you can go off and see all about that as well. Anyway, that's about it from me this week. So you can go off, catch all of this stuff. Don't forget, if it's not up on YouTube, have a sneaky look on the actual Flory Models page under the vlog page, because you might be able to find some of it in there that's free to watch. All right. So again, keep an eye out as well. And for everybody who hasn't, we'll actually put a little bit of a sneaky one up there. Part 6 was a free to watch and is actually up on YouTube as well. So I like to keep you on your toes by putting little things around, little Easter eggs and presents and gifts and free video builds. You just have to go and find them. As always on a Friday, I'm going to leave you with great work from the gallery. So until next week, everybody, happy modelling. Take care.
I was not ready to falling like I'm wasted.